I rise today in support of my amendment nonetheless. My legislation would simply require the federal government to issue an expert analysis of the impact of junk plans on mental health care access. People deserve access to mental health care, and we need to know how many people will lose that access if these junk plans become used more widely. That's exactly what my amendment would tell us. People who are struggling with depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, or substance use disorder deserve coverage. We're talking about real people in our communities who need help, and they should get it. And that's especially true because of the stigma surrounding mental health issues. If your friends tell you, if you tell your friends that you have cancer, they tell you to get help. If you tell your friends you have depression, they tell you to tough it up or go to the gym. And without access to mental health care, a lot of people end up self-medicating. That's why we have to make sure that they're covered with real insurance, not junk plans. These plans are a scam. I heard a horror story from a woman in Stanislaus County about her family's experience with a junk plan before the Affordable Care Act. Her daughter went off to school and got cheap university-sponsored insurance. After a couple years, she had a mental health issue present, but she was completely denied coverage for the treatment that she needed. Even though she'd paid premiums for years, she wasn't covered, and her family had to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket. Years later, they're still paying it off today, more than 10 years after her mental health episode. And that's a common story, because only about half of these plans cover mental health care, and only about a third cover substance use disorder. And that's a huge problem for people in my district in the Central Valley, especially for young people. It's in people's 20s that they start showing signs of a lot of mental health problems, and this often coincides with the development of substance use disorders. People who turn 26 have to get off their parents' insurance. They pick the cheapest thing they can find. And if we don't pass this amendment, millions of people who have similar stories will be denied coverage for mental health issues when they need it most. That is a scam. That's what my amendment demands. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.